Hey guys, welcome back. It's Jack from Casino Income Academy, and we are going to have a special little system demo today. This can be used for bubble craps or the regular game of craps. It's a lot of fun, and we do really well with it. So before we get started, if you are new to the channel, you want to like and subscribe to the channel for lots of mindset, strategy, money management, and a whole lot of fun, and a lot of things that are going to teach you not just how to be a better player in the casino, but ways that will kind of open the gates like you see here if you want to take this seriously and turn this into a major cash flow machine, whether it's a side hustle or full time. And the way that you get started is if you go to Casino Income Academy, enrollment is absolutely free to get these gates opened. And you're going to click here and you're going to enroll for free. And as soon as you enroll for free, you're going to start getting lots of free stuff. You're going to have a few emails that are going to come in that are going to get you on the right track and explain to you the roadmap of how to go forward if you want to take this seriously. We have free education, videos here on YouTube and on the website. And then we have graduate level digital courses here for the people that want to really take this seriously. There's all kinds of stuff coming. There's amazing things. You just want to get your foot in the door and get yourself rolling. Lots of videos on the website to kind of get your mindset right in regards to what do you need to do if you do want to take this seriously and work it as a cash flow machine. All right, so let's move on up and we're going to get back to the craps table. All right, today we're on Wizard of Odds. That is the free place, Wizard of Odds, that you can do and test a lot of these things for baccarat, for craps. And then if you want to take it more seriously, you can go to crapsy.com, which is what we use for the casino lab, where we test things out for thousands and thousands of spins and results and continue to work on these systems. All right, so this one is called The Countdown. And I wanted to show this. I decided to show this publicly. And the reason I'm showing it to everybody is there are so many people that come to this channel that are scared of craps or bubble craps. And the only thing they know how to do is play a little bit of roulette or blackjack maybe, or probably not baccarat unless you're already into the casino and you're starting to, take that turn and take it serious. But this is a bubble craps or crap strategy that anybody can learn how to do. And it piggybacks off of one of the key type of bets that we make, and we use a lot of strategies that use this specific bet. So you don't need to know every bet on the table here if you're new. If this looks overwhelming to you, don't worry about it. The only thing you need to know for this specific strategy are two different type of bets. The first one is this little box called the don't come. You cannot bet here until the come out roll establishes a point. And that means that the shooter has thrown one of these numbers and this puck has traveled. And what that signifies is that for the people that bet over here, which we're not doing that in this strategy, they're either betting that the shooter is going to throw that point again before making a 7, and they would win if they're on the pass line. The don't pass is basically the opposite, which says that we don't believe that that person is going to throw that number again before the dreaded 7, the casino number. Okay? So that's basically how that works. We're not doing any of that. We're going to wait for the puck to travel to one of these numbers, and then we're going to be making a don't come or a DC bet. So the DC bet is what we call a dark side bet. If the 2 or the 3 is instantly rolled, we win. It's even money, this bet, even money. If the 7 or the 11 roll, we lose this money. But what happens is, if it's any of these box numbers, the bet will travel behind that number. And we win if the 7 comes before that number. It's real simple. So this is what we call a combo bet, okay? And I love these type of systems. So that's called a dark side because we're betting basically on the 7 coming. And the other side is called the light side. So this is a combination of the two. And it also has a hedge concept to it. So this is a basic strategy with a twist that I love to teach new people. So let's go ahead and show it. And again, the only thing I'll explain as we go. All right. So you see how the 10 is now the point. The puck has moved, which gives us the ability to throw a bet out. So what we'll do, let's see, we're going to do a $40, and then I'll show it on the bubble craps level as well. So we'll do it at this level first, so it's easier to see the math. So we're going to do a $40 DC bet, okay? And then the second component is 4 bets out here, all right? And remember, this one, once it travels, makes money if the 7 shows up. So we're going to use this as a hedge bet, and we're going to hope to make our money on the bets I'm going to show you now, right? So we have $40 out here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a 4, a 6, an 8, and a 10. Now, it's always going to be these 4. Now you can play a different 4, but for our purposes, we're playing these 4. And the reason is the 6 and the 8 are thrown more than any number with the exception of the 7. And the 4 and the 10, the reason we're playing those is they individually are not thrown as much, but they pay double the amount of money. So these bets here are not even money bets. Just understand for our purposes that these are paid out based on odds of that number being thrown. So we're getting the 2 that don't pay as much, and then we're pairing it with the 2 that pay the most. That's all you really need to know. Now, if you're going to play this on the bubble craps, they pay out in change. So you don't have to cap these 2 numbers. But if you're playing out on a regular table, they don't have change, and you have to cap these, and they have to be in increments of $6. So we will go up to did I do that right? No, I did not do that right. Let me clear. All right, so this is 40. Let me get it right. And then these are going to be $10 each. I had 5 out there. I made a bit of a mistake. So these are 10 each, and that is wrong. I promise, guys, I will get it right. Okay, so 10 and 10, but these have to be capped. So it's 12 and 12. So when you add that up, it's $42 that are at risk here. Okay? If we can get this bet to move to a number, okay, what will end up happening is that if a 7 shows up, you will lose this money, but you'll make it back with the DC bet. And you'll understand that better in a second. Okay? Now, there's always a nemesis to every strategy. The nemesis to this strategy is that you are totally at risk for all this money, $82, when you have a bet in the DC area. So this first bet, you are completely at risk. Okay, completely at risk. And I'm going to show you an option that potentially you can do, but it's a little more advanced. But let's show the basics first. So we want this to travel preferably to one of the numbers that we already have covered, because we will automatically make money when that number is thrown. If it rolls to the 5 or the 9, no big deal. Here we go. Okay, so it moves to the 5. We didn't make any money yet, but we didn't lose any money. Now what we want to happen is these numbers to roll. Now here's why we call this the countdown. all right? We start with 4 light side bets, these place bets, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to roll down from 4 to 2, and then we'll show you what you can do. So our perfect story here is for these bets to start hitting now. And each time they hit, we're going to take 1 off. So we're going to drop these from 4 place bets, basically, all the way down to 2, hopefully, and then we'll go from there. So let's see if we can get that to happen. But right now you have, the only risk you have is the caps, the $2 and the $2. Because if a 7 comes, you're going to make 40 and you're going to lose 42. So that's the hedge. So here we go. Perfect. The 6 gets rolled. We made $14 on our $12 bet. Okay? So guess what we're going to do? We're going to remove one of these because it's the countdown from 4 to 2. Now, if you want to make this easier, you can remove the one that just hit. You don't have to do that. You can remove any single one, but we're just going to follow the rule and make it easy, and we're going to remove the one that just hit. So if you're at a regular table, you're going to tell the dealer, take me off the 6. If you're on the bubble craps, you're just going to hit the button to clear that bet. So now we went from 4 to 3. And it's a 7 out. So we made money on that shooter, right? Because we had 42 out, not counting the hedge bet, the DC. We made 14, and then we removed the $12 that was on that. So we only lost 10, 10, and that's 20, 32. We lost 32, but we got paid 40. So we made money on that. We didn't get to drop all the way from 4 to 2, but we'll try it again. We're already up $22. So again, we cannot get started out here until the puck moves. So let's do it. That's a 2. The puck does not move unless it's one of these numbers. Here we go. That's an 11. It doesn't move. A 7. It doesn't move. There we go. So that triggers us to put out our $40 bet. Okay. And then 10. Up. I almost did it again. 10, 10. And 10. And because we're pretending that we're playing on a regular table, we have to cap these with the extra 2 to make them divisible by 6. And here we go. And there it goes again. So now look what happened, right? We made instantly, because this time it moved to one that we already had a bet on. So we already made our $14. And we're going to just remove the place bet because this is the countdown. And now we have locked in not just the $14, but now if the 7 comes, we're covered, we're hedged, because we only have $32 out and we're going to get paid 40. Now, you may ask me the other question. What happens if the 6 is rolled? Well, if the 6 rolls, we do lose this $40. We lose our DC bet. Okay? And then we can put out a new DC bet if we choose to. And we'll go through that. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But we're covered now for the 7. Let's see if we can get the countdown to work and go all the way down to 2. There you go. The 4 and the 10 paid double. So we made basically $20 on that. So we are way ahead on this shooter, and we're going to remove it. So, because this is the countdown. And now we're only left with 2 out there, right? $22 here and 40 on the hedge, right? So now I'm going to throw a wrinkle into this. You can leave this exactly the way it is, which is perfectly fine. That's the straight way to play it, right? If the 7 comes, we make more money because we lose 32, but we make 40. But realize that you do have another option if you choose to take it. If you choose to take it, which is to lower your risk here as well. Right? So we can drop this down to lower the negative if a 6 is hit. So we won't make as much money if the 7 is hit if we have less money out here. But we're also risking less on the 6. So there's 22 here. We can drop this to $30 if we want. So let's do that. Oh, we can't. It won't let us do it. I'm sorry. On this bet, the other type of bet, we can do that. So we're going to leave it out here. We're just going to leave our DC bet here. On this software, it will not let us drop down here. Okay? There is an advanced way that we can protect this, but it's not worth it in this basic system. All right? So 40 here, 22 out here. The best case scenario is for one of these to now get hit. It's a 9. We don't have a 9. And that was where the puck was. So this is a new come out roll. The puck is off. We have to tell the dealer, or on the bubble craps, we have to make sure that our bets are working, because these are not automatically working. You have to click and say, yes, I want these bets to be working, the come out. And here we go. There it is. So we hit the 8, we made another 14. So now this is what you can do. The countdown means that we go from 4 of these light side bets down to 2. Right? Here is the option. You have made money already on this shooter. You've worked your way from the 4 to the 2. What you can do is you can play it conservatively, and you can take this off and leave yourself with the 1 to just play it out and then restart. You can do that if you want. Or if you want to be aggressive, we go 4 to 2, and then we can add 1 back in after every win. You see what I'm saying? So it's up to you how to play it, how aggressive or how conservative. We're going to play it conservative this time. And we're gonna take this off because we just had the win, which means we're gonna lock in more profit because we have 40 out here and we only have 10 at risk. So we're gonna play it this time conservative, and then I'll show you hopefully on the next one, right? So here we go. That's a 9, nothing happens. A 9 again. A 3, a 5, and an 8. So that was the point, the puck move. Just make sure you're working again. And there's the last one. The 10 just got hit. We made 20 bucks. Now, I'm going to tell you what I would normally do here. This shooter has been great. We worked our way not just 4 to 2. We worked our way this time 4 to 1. Okay? So what you can do is now start to build back because you've made so much money. We have $50 that's out there right now, the 40 and the 10. And we have $40 basically in profit. If we take these bets down right now, we have $90 and we can leave the table with a paycheck. Always remember that these are not contract bets. At any time you can say, I'm off. And you're up 90 bucks and you're done for the session if that's what your objective is, whatever your objective is. Okay? This is real money. Stop treating this as if it's not real. If taking these down gives you what you need to quit the session, take them down. I don't care what any other channel says. That's your paycheck. Now I'm going to show you though how we continue to play. If we are going to continue to play. So we were down to 1 and we already hit it. Yes, you can remove this now, right? Watch. And now you only have the DC bet. And you're up 50 bucks basically, right? 50 bucks. And you have the 40 here. You can take this down, like I said, and you could be up $90 right now and restart the entire process. Okay? Or you can build back up with the same shooter. So what that means is, let's say that you didn't want to take this down and lock up your 90, right? This is what you would do. You build back. So now you can either do it from the 2 to the 4 or from the 4 to the 2. I like to, on the way building back, if it's the same shooter and the same sequence, we know the 7 is coming. So I don't like to restart on the same shooter with the 4 bets being back out on the same shooter. If I'm going to not lock up the profit, I'm going to just put my foot in the water a little bit, since I've already succeeded in what I was trying to do. So I'm going to just take one bet. And I'm going to take, since we have the hedge bet, the DC, on the 6, I'm going to take the one that shows up the most out of all the numbers, which is either the 6 or the 8. So it's obviously going to be the 8. So now the countdown is going in the opposite direction. And even if I lose, not lose, but if the 7 shows up, I'm going to lose 12, but I still have my $40 hedge here. Here we go. 5, 5, and there it is. There's the 8. Now, this guy has had the dice for quite a while, and you know the 7 is always showing up. At any time, you can say, I've had enough. I've made enough money. If you pull these down, you just made $103 in 8 minutes. That's a pretty good paycheck, isn't it? Right? You want to keep putting your foot in the water? We're now on the countdown going the opposite direction. So if you wanted to, now you add the second place bet back in, which would be one of the numbers we started with. We do 4, 6, 8, and 10. So you can now add in a $10 4 or a $10 10. But I'm going to show you the conservative approach that I do with this, because this is a paycheck generator. I'm going to say I've had enough. The 7 is coming, guys. It's always coming. That's the problem with people that play this game. They think this is the holy grail shooter, and he's going to shoot for the next 50 minutes, and they give all their money back. Watch how I don't give my money back. We worked our way 4 to 1, then we knocked down the 1, and then we came back and restarted in the opposite direction just by putting our foot in the water with one of them, and we won. We're going to tell the dealer, we made enough money on this shooter. We're taking all our money down. Let's go. Right? Let's go. And it is not allowing me, no, it's not allowing me to take it down. This, I guess on this, on Wizard, it's not allowing me to take that bet down. Okay, that's fine. So what we do in this situation is we can plug this bet. That's a little more advanced, but I'm going to tell it to you anyway, because I know you guys are smart and you'll figure it out and you can watch the video again. We have $40 here. So if we want to limit our risk, and I'm going to show you where you get this information, parlaynation.com, you click on calculators, right? And you can scroll down to place bets. So we're currently on the 6 with $40. If we put $30, okay, $30 on the place bet below that DC bet, we're going to make $35 back. If we put $32, because it has to still be in increments of 6. We make 42. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take $36 and we're going to tell the dealer that we want to place the 6. Now, you don't have to do the whole thing, 30, 35, 36. If you use that calculator, you can figure out what you want to do. Now, the reason we're doing this, we're plugging it. And what we're plugging here is the fact that now we cannot lose. If the 7 is rolled, we're going to lose this 36, but we're still going to make $4 on this bet, right? If the 6 is rolled, we're going to lose the 40, but we're going to make 42. So let's just roll it out. And the only thing that matters now is a 7 or a 6. And there it is. The 7 came, right? So we made four more dollars. That was a beautiful demonstration of how to use the countdown. So let's do it again. We're up $107. That was the perfect scenario. And by the way, there is absolutely nothing wrong. I showed you the plug, but there's nothing wrong with leaving that out there because the 7 has more ways to be made than the 6. So you are risking the 40, but you already made money on the shooter. I'm showing you how to play it ultra tight. It's not allowing me to take the DC bet down, right? So what we do in that case is we plug it by putting an amount of money here to make sure that we don't lose this bet, right? All right, let's just keep going. That is an 11. We can't start our system. A 7, nope. There it is, a 9. So the point is 9. That means we can start our system again, and we do 40. And by the way, I want to be very careful. You can do this at any amount. So you can do this all the way down to bubble craps. That's the point. That's the point of what I'm trying to show you. This number, whatever you're betting on these individual ones, the 4, the 6, the 8, and the 10, they should add up close to what this bet is. Because this ends up being a hedge bet. So if you did this on bubble craps, let's say, and you did $12, right? $12. You can do $3, $3, $3. You want to do this at a higher level, just break it out. Just break it out. $100, 25, 24, 24, 25. And these are 24 because they have to be in increments of 6. You can do this at any level, but just make sure these basically add up pretty closely to what you bet here. All right, so here we go. So we're going to put our 10. And we're going to cap the 6 and 8 so that they're $12 each. Come on, man. What is going on? Oh, I had my finger on the wrong button. That's what was going on there. That's why I couldn't do that. All right, here we go. So here we go. This is our biggest risk is right now. Because if a 7 comes, we lose it all. All right, we lost here, but we didn't lose here. Remember, the 7 or the 11 loses here. So we're not going to go up. We're just going to replace it with a 40. If I lose twice, then I go up. And if I go up here, I have to go up here to match it usually. You understand? So if I go up, I've got to double these too. So if this goes to 80, these are going to go to 20 each. So here we go. Perfect. So we made a little bit of the money back that we lost here. We lost 40. We just made 14 of it back because we instantly moved to the 6. And remember, this is the countdown. So we're going to remove 1 when it hits. So now we only have 3 out there. We have $32 at risk and we have $40 in the DC bet. All right, it was a 7. So we lost 32, but we made 40. Okay? So we're not where we were, not because of that, but because we lost the money in the DC. Right? So let's do it again. Right? Here's a 7. It's not a point number. The puck has to move. There it is. So now we're just going to stay at level 1. We're not going to go up just because we lost the 1 DC bet. Okay, and we're back out. This is so simple. And we do so well as long as you walk away from the table with profit. Be happy. Here we go. We need this to move. And that time we lost it all, which is good because you can see what it looks like. That is the worst case scenario. Okay? The 7 came while we were in the DC and we lost it all. So at least you're getting to see everything. You're only up $5 now. You're up 100. You understand why having profit targets are important? We were up $100, a little over $100. I think maybe even more than that. I don't know. I would have quit if my paycheck for the day, not for the day, but for the session was 100. I made it in 5-6 minutes. When things go in your direction that perfectly, that fast, the radar should be going off. Time to walk away and take a break. And then come back and play session 2. So we would have had $100 in our pocket, walked away, checked our emails, made phone calls, got a cup of coffee, went to the bathroom, and came back, watched the table a little bit, and jumped back in for session 2. But instead, now we're back to $5. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. So let's do it again. So let's assume we made our 100 and we walked away. Let's be positive. And now we came back for session 2 because we wanted to play 2 to 3 sessions. Right? $200 to $300 a day. You don't think that's a good paycheck? Here we go. The 6. Let's go back on the DC bet for the 40. And I'm gonna give you a few wrinkles because I don't want this video to go too long. So I want to do this, but I want it up. That's wrong. It's 4, 6, 8, and 10. Okay? But I want to give you a few wrinkles and some money management thought process. Let's see if we can get it to move. Perfect. It wasn't the perfect scenario because we didn't hit one of ours where we automatically got paid. But it's good enough. So the countdown starts. We're looking for one of the 4 to hit and then drop the 3. That's a 2, nothing happens. And there's the 10. It's a perfect one because we get paid double. We're going to wipe that out. And the countdown starts. And now we basically cannot lose on a 7, right? So now we only have 3 here. Let's go. That's a 2. That's not a place number. That's a 5. We don't have a 5. And there's a 6. Perfect. So now we drop down on the 6. And now we have 2 remaining. Right? Now, this is where your options come up if we hit one of these. Okay? The puck is off. Make sure that you tell the dealer that your bets are working. Boom! We hit it right away. There's the 8. So now, again with the options, you can now start to work your way backwards from here if you want. You can leave this out because we're down to the 2, and you can add the 3rd one in, which would be the 6. Okay? Or you can play it conservatively and you can stay at the 2, right? And wait for another hit and either build back up or lock up the profit. So what we're going to do this time is we'll lock up the profit. So we're going to, even though the 8 just hit, there's more of a chance of a 6 and 8 hitting than the 4. The 4 does pay more though. We're going to take the ultra conservative path and we're going to lock this one up instead of the 8. So now our risk level is $12 versus getting paid $40 on the 7. I mean, on the for the 7 being hit. Our only risk really now is of the 9 hitting. Does that make sense? So let's play this out and let's see what happens. Nothing there. That's a 4. See how we screwed ourselves there. If we would have left the 4 out, we would have just made $20. So it's up to you. And there's the 8. Perfect. So now, here is the option again, right? Here's the option again. You are down to only having the hedge, right? Only having the hedge. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? You want to just play it out? And either you're going to win because the 7 comes before the 9 and you're going to make another 40. Let's do it that way this time. Instead of working our way back to, up the countdown by adding another 1 or 2 and working our way back up. We're going to just play this one out. So we're up 26 now, plus the 40 that's out there. Right? Plus the 40 that's out there. So here we go. The 10 is the point. And again, you can make your own decision. You want to play this out? Or do you want to add in another place bet and start working your way back up? Right? So let's do that. And what would that look like? We'll take the 6 and we'll put the $12 back on the 6. So now if the 7 comes, we make 40, we lose 12. And that was a perfect scenario. So we just made another $14. So you want to play it aggressive? Add in, let's do the countdown in reverse. Now we're going to add in the 8. So do you guys see the flexibility? You don't have to do this. You could play it out, the 7 versus the 9. But we added in slowly. We're doing the countdown in reverse. Now we're going back up. And there's the 8. You want to add the third one in now? The 4? Or the 10? Or do you want to stay here? Or have you made enough money by putting those back out that you want to take these down and capture them? Like this. Do you see the countdown going up and down and the flexibility that I give you? It's up to you. But it's not a game here. We do this for a paycheck. So don't get carried away. The shooter will never hold the dice forever. The 7 is coming. It's just around the corner. Always. So what I do, I'm a lot more of a hit and run, as you can see. And the countdown is perfect for that. I can be as aggressive or as tight as I want to be. I have $54 locked up in my rack. I'm not sitting out here going, this guy's going to throw forever, and then you lose all your money back like everybody else. Look what's in my rack. $55, and look what's on here. 40. I'm back to 90 already. If I take this, if I finish this, right? So this time we're going to just play this out. Now, I showed you the other thing, the plug bet. We can do that again. You want to see what that looks like? What was it, 30? I did 36 last time. So what if we'll just do the 36. Now, I'm not going to make the 40 now, but I'm not going to lose the 40 either. I can't lose if I do this. 30, 35, 36. Now I can't lose. There it is. I made $42. Oh, you know what I did? I'm sorry, that was on the 9. I looked at the 6-8. I made more money. I lost the 40, but I made 50. So we made $10. I put the wrong amount out here because I looked at the calculator for the 6. So here you go. So the 9 came, we plugged it, we made the money, and we lost the money here. So now we start over again. Okay? So you see all facets and flexibility of the countdown. Right? We're up $104 again. So those are 2 of the 3 sessions, let's say, that I would have wanted to play. I would have made $204, $205 the way that I play. You want to play a 3rd session? Go right ahead. So that's the countdown. DC bet. These bets equal up to approximately the DC. Always do that. You do it for any amount of money. Just make sure that's the way it is. Use the 4, the 6, the 8, and the 10. And the countdown starts as soon as you make money on one of these, you remove one of them. Whichever one you want to remove. The one that hit or something else. You work your way down to 2 of those bets, and then the flexibility is there. Take those 2 off. Start rolling back up. Take the 2 off and plug the number with a place bet. That's all the different tools that I've given you in your bag for this DC countdown. All right? This is a great way to play. I mean, fantastic. This is a paycheck generator. Especially if you get comfortable and you simulate this and understand the options that I've given you and playing it tight. Just keep locking up the money and then close out your sessions very fast. And that's it. So that is the Bubble Craps Countdown, the Craps Countdown, and maybe we'll do another demo on it. But this is the kind of stuff we teach people at Casino Income Academy. All right? Sign up for free. Get a $200 discount hotel card for free. It's not costing you anything. You get this, and you get on our newsletter, which has loads of tips, tricks, and all kinds of strategies. And then when you decide to take this thing seriously, you can watch more of our free education and then start jumping into our digital courses. And when you really want to take this seriously and make it a business, you can check in with us and start booking private coaching sessions for Baccarat and for craps. And we can teach you how to build this into a cash flow monster. That's the story. It's up to you. I can take you to the water, but I can't force you to drink. Right? It's up to you. It starts today if you enroll for free on Casino Income Academy. As fast as you want to go, as fast as you want to turn this into an actual cash flow business, reach out to us, tell us you're ready to roll, and we will have a discussion with you as to what your paths are and what your interest is and what your objectives and goals are. And we can get you there. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Take it easy.